Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. And if it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very fucking important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT. Listeners' discretion is advised. If you're sensitive, a stick in the mud, you don't ever ask questions. You just automatically run with your emotions. You should not be watching these videos. I do have a Rumble. I do have an OnlyFans. I do have a PORNHUB too. God damn it, okay? You know, there are people out there who literally like things for free, and they just want to keep receiving those things for free, but you can't keep doing it forever because people get older, and some people need financial assistance. Some people need a little bit more love. But other than that, let's talk about a topic for today. Okay, let's talk about a topic for today. I'm going to talk about two videos. This video is going to be about those people who don't believe outside the box. People who don't believe in other races and other species, and then how you can relate that to everything in their life. Okay, and then I have a conversation with a person who basically told me that there's no other beings like human beings on this planet. There's no other special beings that's more smarter than human beings. I said, how do you know this? So this video is going to be about beware of all those who basically think that human beings are the only race of species upon the planet. This is a very closed-minded construct what most people, religious people, believe in. And this is why I try to tell religious people, I don't care what religion or cult you're in, okay? You gotta be thinking outside the box. You can't just, automatically think, you know the real reason why human beings are here, which I read somewhere a long time ago? We incubate for only 9 months in the vessel. This body is called the avatar. Hypothetically speaking, we are just visitors because if you study basically eugenetics in connection to reincarnation, which already have been done time and time again, there are people who said they remember their past lives. We're trapped here in this planet, guys. Even in Scientologists, they say we've been captured, but these are just hypotheticals. I'm not saying nothing is a fact, because everything could be just like the Matrix. We're just zapped into this world, and then we're here thinking that everything is reality, but it's really not. Even before the Matrix came out, I kind of knew that something was wrong amidst of everybody else, because every person I talk to as a human, I said, isn't there other individuals who don't think the same as other species? But they say that human beings are the most destructive. We are the most childish race. But I say, I'm not part of that, okay? I think about self-reflection and magic, okay, and reflection, okay? I just like, I want to live my life. Don't tread on me. But that's just how it is. People want to tread on other people's lives because they got more power and capital, okay? And some people who came here, like Asians and people who are, Philippines, and they came from different planets and different worlds, okay? You guys got to understand to think outside the box. And not try to have conversations with people who are, I know most of you will have conversations with people who are religious. I know people you'll just listen to them because they're attractive and you're biased, okay? But that's most people, okay? I just don't do that, okay? I teach my daughters to decipher who you can hang with and who you should hang with, because people in general are pretty much nutcases. They're delusional nutcases. And I'm like, how can you think that human beings are the only species that are highly intelligent on this planet? We incubate for 9 months. This is the real reason why. There are anacondas, there's cicadas that live in the ground for 7 years before they come up. What kind of shit is that, okay? They come up only after every 7 years or 6 years, doing whatever they are doing down there. I don't know what they're doing, but they probably was living for thousands of years. There's alligators amongst us. There's other creatures and species upon the planet, all sorts of animals, and you automatically think that human beings are the only species on the planet. But you don't believe in no shapeshifters, you don't believe in no aliens, you don't believe in no grays, you don't believe in none of that stuff. Even though you have seen these things, but you doubt it. Even though you saw videos. And these are the most dangerous people on the planet. They just keep their minds closed because they don't want to go too far outside the box. My next video is going to be about how to be rude to people who are rude to you. But you got to do it in a way where they know they don't like you, okay? Because when you do that, then they have to pay you for your services. That's my next video. But please keep in mind that I am eccentric. Eccentric means different, outside the box. I do not do what everybody does because I am my true self. I do things cringy on purpose. Yeah, I don't have shit to hide, and I'm the best person to be with. That's why I gotta keep my distance, because there are people who like to take advantage of people like me. And if you are like that, okay, you should do the same. You should keep yourself away from humans. If you are an individual who is more in isolation, because I'm mostly in isolation, I prefer isolation than being around a whole bunch of people. You get paranoid, okay, because I told you before, I'm a schizo-paranoia. Affective, paranoid individual. I don't be hanging and doing all this stuff. I hate when I ride on planes, when I go international. But I know when I travel in another country, okay, the intelligence rate reduces dramatically, okay? And then on top of that, I'm around people who don't have a lot of high ego. When you come to Western worlds, people have more ego. They don't think of other people in the world. They just mostly think of themselves in their country because they're so civilized or so technologically savvy, okay, with their high-tech computers and information. But the moral of what I'm saying in this video is that people do not think outside the box. Most people do not think outside the box, and if you start talking about it, they'll think you're crazy or cuckoo, but they already cuckoo themselves because they believe in one book. And believing in one book is a fallacy within their own conundrum, their problems with their own psyche. And that's why I stay away from most people. I said, you really think that we are the only intelligent species because you can see it because of our flesh? You don't know nothing about no shapeshifts. You don't know nothing about aliens. And if they do come, you call them demons. They automatically label anything different. That's how childish humans are. And that's sad. Even when I was younger and I used to watch cartoons and shit like that, I said, what is these other species at? Where are all these god-headed Egyptians with these different dog heads and all that stuff? Where are these beings at? They probably don't want to be here because we're slaves to them. Because their minds are not ready for that shit. So that's why we were slaves. That's why you see on Egyptian walls, you see humans in chains and shit. They bioengineered the white man on that wall. I saw it. And then I'm like, where did the white man come from? Where did the black man come from? We all came from biological experimentation, evolution over the billions and billions of years, tectonic plates, the earth being created, modified by these beings that are far beyond our wildest imaginations. But your minds are so closed, but you don't even know the real reason why you're here. We're here to learn and experience and explore. Our minds are limited to the degree that we can only think of. Our eyes can only see our abilities to think of. You can't see everything. You know that. You know math is not the universal language of the law. You got to think outside the box. What if, hypothetically speaking, we're not talking about no fucking facts. People be talking about facts, but it's really hypotheticals. Why argue about it? Don't even argue about it. Okay, but you believe in a God. It's okay to be open-minded and say, possibly they do exist, right? But please, don't argue with them. They can't be agnostic. They be thinking it's real, okay? They believe in Santa Claus and shit. That's a fairy tale. I said, your Bible is a fairy tale. All the Bible is a philosophy to keep people in check so they won't get out of check. That's it. If a God comes down, we gonna all have hell in the earth, okay? All right, because we can't contend with that God. The God is going, that demiurge God, that's what it is, and a being that comes from the sky. You don't know the true original shape or form of it. It can take many forms, many shapes. Your mind is limited to the capability of understanding what who I am is. Everyone is a God in a sense, okay? And what I mean by God, I'm talking about there's different versions of it, different levels of thinking. And most of you human beings are on that lower plane. And that's all I really got to say about having conversations with religious people, people who basically can't think outside the box. Just don't do it, okay? It's a waste of time. Just keep your conversation short. If you're trying to be a therapist like myself, then you have to listen for like 2 hours so they can get that shit out of their system, okay? But other than that, I don't have that kind of problem. I got over that shit when I was like 10 years old because I'm an indigo child. I'm a Schizo-Indigo. That's a word I created, but you'll see it somewhere one day. Okay, just like I created my daughter's name, Zabari, okay, and then next thing you know, somebody copied it. I searched everywhere to see if nobody had her name, but all of a sudden, everybody want to copy now. But other than that, I don't own nothing. Other than that, I own myself. And you take it easy and understand my point here. It's under 10 minutes. If you're truly intelligent, you don't waste your time on those type. You give them you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. That's it. That's the best you can do. Peace.